Hi, and welcome to the Frog Pond School of Design, where we talk about architecture and sometimes concepts broadly related to architecture. I'm Ben Hatke, sitting in for Gene Hatke. And today I wanted to talk about the concept of the Renaissance Italian concept of disegno. This is an idea that I first ran across, I think, when I was reading Vasari's Lives of the Artists, and it's a hard word to translate because it's easy to just translate disegno as drawing, and the idea is that this idea of drawing is fundamental to several different artistic pursuits. Architecture, sculpture, painting, and engineering all have this idea of drawing or draftsmanship at the root of it. But I think it's a little more than that. It's more than just simply drawing. It's the idea of being able to put concepts on paper, the idea of visual communication. It's almost the ability to think and problem solve on paper. And I think that's why it's so informative to all of these arts. And also, I think it's why you see so often in the Renaissance, these paragons of the Renaissance, they tend to be multidisciplinary creatives. They work, like we have figures like Michelangelo, who he sculpts the David and the Pietà, and also paints the Sistine Chapel, and also designs, the Dome of St. Peter's. Like all of these things he's doing. And I think that there is an argument, Vasari and these others make an argument because there's such a strong fundamental skill at the root of all of this. And he's just sort of layering technical expertise on top of it. So there's also this engineering concept that I ran across somewhere, and I don't even remember where, but it's the idea of if you can draw it, you can build it. So if you can, things like a bicycle, you can draw that concept out in great detail and create a bicycle. And of course, there are definitely exceptions to that rule of if you can draw it, you can build it. Here is a very clear exception to that idea. But I also think that that keeping in mind this idea of disegno, or this idea that you can solve problems on paper, I think one of the masters of this has always been my hero DaVinci. This is his design for the mold of a giant horse statue that he was creating. It was going to be one of the largest bronze castings in history, probably the largest bronze casting in history, and the very sad end to that story is he'd done dozens and dozens of, he worked it all out on paper. He did dozens and dozens of horse sketches, horse studies. Then he created a clay model of the statue, and then the bronze was eventually used to create cannons for a war. And so the bronze was never available to him to actually cast the horse. But you can see how he's working out all the links to how to create this incredibly large bronze casting mold. And so I think things like this. I think this is one of these fundamental skills that can help you. I think it's still useful today in helping people think outside just their area of expertise and thinking of themselves as able to solve problems in a variety of different ways. I find it like an empowering concept. So I think in the end, the next time maybe you have an idea for something to make or a project that you're working on, just try drawing it on paper. Try putting it into lines and see if that helps you work out some of the problems. And that's all for today. Thank you for visiting the pond, and I hope to see you hanging again around the pond again real soon.